All right, let's talk about something that's probably happened to you. You open an app you use every single day, and it's just different. But you know for a fact you didn't update it. So what's going on here?
And this is that moment, right? You're looking at it thinking, this looks different, but I didn't update anything. How? Maybe a button moved or the colors have changed. You haven't downloaded anything. It feels like it shouldn't even be possible.
Okay, so let's start with what you expect to happen, because your expectation is completely reasonable. You've set things up a certain way, and you figure the app should just stay that way. First thing, right? You've got auto updates turned off. You specifically went into your settings and said, nope, don't update anything unless I say so. You want to be the one in control. So naturally, you check the App Store. And nothing. There's no new version available, no pending download, nothing in your update history. It's clear, no new files have landed on your phone. So your logic here is perfect. Auto updates are off, no new files were downloaded. The conclusion? Nothing should have changed. The app should be exactly the same as it was yesterday. But then, you open the app, and that whole logical world just falls apart. There it is. That button you tap without even thinking, it's moved. Or the menu looks totally different. It's not a huge change, maybe, but it's real, and it happened overnight. And you definitely didn't say it was okay. And that leads to the big question, right? If no new files were installed, how? How is that even possible? It feels like it breaks the rules of how software is supposed to work.
Well, here's the reveal. The answer is that the change didn't actually arrive overnight. In a way, it was already on your phone, just waiting to be activated.
So the first thing we need to get straight is that this was not an update, not in the way we usually think of it. Your phone didn't download a new package of code. Instead, it was an activation. Think of it like a light switch being flipped. The code that moved that button was already on your phone, hiding inside the app, maybe for weeks, just dormant. So how do they do this? It's done with something called a feature toggle or a feature flag. It's basically a remote control for the app on your phone. The developers can send a tiny signal to flip a switch that turns parts of your app on or off, long after you've already downloaded it. Let's walk through how this actually works. First, the new code, the new button, the new design, it was snuck into an older update you downloaded a while ago. Second, that code just sits there, completely inactive, totally hidden. Then, third, a tiny remote signal gets sent to your app. And that signal is the key. It flips the switch, and boom, the hidden code turns on. And just like that, the app changes right before your eyes, with no new download required.
Okay, so why do this at all? Seems kind of sneaky, right? Well, it all comes down to a trade-off, really. A trade-off between what makes the system work smoothly and what you, the user, might expect.
And why use a system like this? Well, for the people building the app, it gives them amazing speed and control. It's a way to manage a huge piece of software that's on millions of phones all at once. And this really shows the trade-off in action. On the one hand, look at what the system gains. They get to do instant feature rollouts, pushing a change to everyone immediately. They can test things on small groups, maybe just 1% of people, to see if a new feature breaks anything. And crucially, they can quickly disable something that's gone wrong. If a new feature is causing crashes, they just flip the switch off and the problem is gone. But on the other hand, look at what you, the user, give up. You give up a predictable experience. You lose full control over when things change. And you lose that feeling of a static, unchanging app. The system is choosing speed and safety over your sense of predictability. So, with all that in mind, let's go back to that original moment of confusion and see how it all clicks into place now. First off, your auto-update off setting, it's not broken. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's stopping your phone from downloading entirely new versions of the app.
Think of it this way. Your setting prevents new file downloads, but what it doesn't prevent are these remote configuration changes. It can't stop that tiny signal that flips the switch on code that's already there. So the whole mix-up happens because our idea of what an update is was just incomplete. We think of it as downloading new stuff. We don't usually think about the stuff we already have being changed remotely.
So in the end, the app wasn't ignoring your settings at all. It was just playing by a different set of rules that allow for live changes outside of that normal update process. And that explains why the software behaved the way it did.